on this week's Cars.com's On the Road. Get the lowdown on the Connecticut Auto Show. Get some inside info on teen driving. And drive the latest Aston Martin. All this and more. So keep your hands inside the car because the show's about to start.
The Connecticut International Auto Show is going to be held on the weekend of November 11th through the 13th. It's Veterans Day weekend. It's a 3-day show. It'll be at the Connecticut Convention Center on Columbus Boulevard here in Hartford. We are packed with cars for the first time since the recession hit, so we're very excited about this show. You're going to see some really spectacular vehicles. We'll have the Volt and the Leaf on the floor. Volt and Leaf are now available in Connecticut. We're going to have all of the most beautiful luxury cars that you could ever want. You know, the Mercedes and the Audis, Lexus, Cadillac, they'll all be there. This year we're bringing in what's called the Tornado Intercept vehicle. If you've seen the show Storm Chasers on TV and Sean Casey, you'll have an opportunity to meet him on Saturday. Car shows are family events. I think everybody likes a car. You know, bring the kids. It's only $5 for kids and it's $10 for adults. So, you know, on a Saturday, if you're looking for something to do, Saturday or Sunday, we'll also have some really great antique luxury cars from the 1930s, you know, those big sort of gangster-looking cars, so you can get in and take a look at those. Downtown Hartford is a great place to be as well. You have the Connecticut Science Museum, which is down there. You have the beautiful Riverside Park, where you can walk down there, take a look at what's going on down there. Great restaurants in downtown Hartford. It should be a good show.
Hi, I'm Patrick Olson.
And I'm Lindsay Beauregard, and here's the news this week for Cars.com.
Cars.com teamed up with the Chicago Tribune to look at drivers' education fleets at Chicago area schools. What the Tribune's reporter found was scary. The Tribune found that safety is rarely a top consideration for school districts and Illinois officials when they choose cars for their drivers' education programs. The safety ratings of the cars that teens are driving varied widely according to where students live. While some districts use cars that fared well on IIHS crash test ratings, other districts use cars that either failed the crash test standards set nearly 2 decades ago or were built before crash testing was widespread. Virtually no state agency tracks the types and safety of the cars in these fleets, and the few regulations on the books are scant. To see our scores of school cars used in 2010 and 2011, as well as which brand schools favored, see the full report on Cars.com.
Are you worried about your teen using their cell phone while driving? If so, Sprint has the perfect app for you. Its Drive First app will automatically lock out most smartphone functions while driving. The app kicks in at speeds over 10 miles per hour and disables phone functions, email, and text alerts. All incoming calls are sent to voicemail, and the app notifies the senders of text messages that you're currently driving. You won't regain access to your phone until the car has completely stopped moving for a few minutes to account for stop-and-go traffic. If you really want access to your phone while driving, there's an exit button as well as a 911 button that overrides the app. For now, Drive First works only with Sprint smartphones running Android, though BlackBerry devices will get the service in the future.
If researchers at Tulane University in New Orleans have their way, old news could become a new fuel. The researchers have discovered a bacterial microbe that likes the taste of old newspapers. As it eats the newspaper, the microbe excretes a biofuel that can act as a substitute for gasoline, the Detroit News reports. Unlike microbes that make ethanol, these make butanol, which is better because it doesn't require any modifications to be used in today's gasoline-powered engines. Butanol would also generate similar gas mileage performance to gasoline, where ethanol has 27% less energy per gallon compared to gas. That has made it a costly alternative.
Do you think your city has safe drivers?
Allstate has taken a look at the 200 top cities in the country and ranked them based on how often those drivers get into crashes.
For the second year in a row, the city with the safest drivers is Fort Collins, Colorado, with drivers experiencing an auto collision every 14 years. Coming in behind it in the top 3 are Boise, Idaho, with an average of 13.4 years between collisions, and Lincoln, Nebraska, with an average of 12.9 years between collisions.
The city with the least safe drivers? our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., where drivers experience an auto collision every 4.8 years.
Hi, I'm Dave Thomas of Cars.com, and this is a 2012 Hyundai Accent. Now let's face it, there's probably just one reason you're watching this video right now. This is one of the most affordable cars in the country, but it's also one of the most fuel efficient. Luckily for car shoppers looking to save a little money, subcompacts aren't the ugly ducklings of the auto world anymore. Ford's Fiesta, the upcoming Kia Rio, and definitely this Hyundai Accent are really attractive. Its styling actually mimics the Hyundai Elantra, which is a larger car. Looks are nice and all, but how do you get the most for your money? Well, first you get the sedan. The Accent comes in a sedan or a hatchback, but the sedan's the one that starts under $13,000. However, to get that bottom basement price, you give up air conditioning, you give up a stereo, you give up power windows. I don't think many people want to give up on that stuff. To get them, it's over $14,000, and that still comes with a 6-speed manual. And what if you don't drive a stick shift and you need an automatic transmission? Well, guess what? That's another $1,000. And if you want more features like these nice 16-inch alloy wheels, Bluetooth, cruise control, they all come in part of a larger package, so it's even more money. While those numbers seem to ratchet up quickly and sound quite expensive, the Accent is still less expensive when comparably equipped to a Ford Fiesta or a Honda Fit. Another big figure shoppers will focus on is the mileage. The Accent gets 30 miles per gallon city, 40 miles per gallon highway, and that's either with the manual transmission or a 6-speed automatic. That's really rare, and in this segment, that's the best mileage you can get. Ford's Fiesta, if you get a special package called the SFE, gets 29 city, 40 highway. You'd think to get that kind of mileage, you'd have to give up some power, but with 138 horses, the 4-cylinder is actually one of the more powerful in the class. So when you're going around town, it definitely feels peppy like a lot of subcompacts, and when you're cruising at highway speeds, it feels powerful. It's just passing at highway speeds that might be an issue. As small cars get more expensive, luckily their interiors are getting a little nicer, and the Accent is pretty good for the class. The materials themselves are nice, all the controls are laid out easily. I just say in terms of interior design, the Fiesta is definitely cooler looking. New small cars don't necessarily have small back seats anymore either. Honda's Fit actually has a huge back seat, and the Accent isn't as big as that, but as you can see, I'm 5'10", and the driver's seat is exactly where I had it when driving, and I do have plenty of knee room here, headroom, legroom too. The Fiesta's definitely not this big in the back seat. If carrying cargo is your main concern, you definitely want to opt for the hatchback version of the Accent. Its cargo area is actually the biggest in the class at around 21 cubic feet, so it tops even the Honda Fit. The sedan here has 13.7 cubic feet of trunk space. It's about a foot more than the Ford Fiesta, but you have to remember, these are affordable cars. To get to that trunk, you have to use one of these things. I think it's called a key. Unfortunately, no car at this price point is going to be perfect. The Accent could definitely handle better, and these high-efficiency tires could grip better too. However, when you look at the cost, the interior room, and that fuel mileage, it's a tough combination to beat.
Step into the 2007 Toyota Camry Hybrid. With fewer than 35,000 miles on the odometer, this 4-door sedan prioritizes comfort, safety, and convenience. Smooth gear shifts are achieved thanks to the 2.4-liter 4-cylinder engine. This car also features a built-in garage door transmitter, trip computer, fully automatic headlights, and more. All this for just under $20,000. Discerning drivers will appreciate this 2010 Toyota Corolla. This 4-door, 5-passenger sedan still has less than 35,000 miles on the odometer. You'll enjoy the fuel savings from the 1.8-liter 4-cylinder engine. Dynamic stability control supplements the drivetrain for added security. Key features include a trip computer, front fog lights, and a split folding rear seat. Priced under $17,000, you'll want to test drive it today. Climb inside the 2008 Toyota Highlander. A 3.5-liter V6 engine pairs with a sophisticated 5-speed automatic transmission, which provides a smooth and predictable driving experience. Top features include power windows, variably intermittent wipers, and remote keyless entry. A third row provides an even greater passenger capacity, all at under $19,000. You will enjoy this 2010 Toyota Prius. With fewer than 35,000 miles on the odometer, this Prius invigorates drives with its sportiness, generous options, and exceptional safety. Top features include a split folding rear seat, delay-off headlights, trip computer, heated door mirrors, remote keyless entry, and much more. You and your passengers will enjoy the excellent stereo system. It's priced to move at under $23,000.
The Nissan Versa has turned out to be the most popular B-class or subcompact car in the segment. But Nissan is not resting on its laurels. Here's the new Versa, and also Nissan is showing off the new Leaf.
When we came out with the first generation Versa, the purpose of the vehicle was to offer a B-platform vehicle with a large cabin interior. When we did that, we thought that we'd bring something to market that nobody else had. In doing that, it became the largest selling vehicle in its segment, so we've had great success with the first generation. Now the second generation Versa, which is behind me, is a bigger refinement of that. One of the things that's interesting about it, with gas prices going to $4 a gallon, we had a decision to make. That decision was, quite frankly, do we save the integrity of what Versa was meant to be, or do we make it smaller and go for higher fuel efficiency at 40 miles a gallon or greater? The decision was made to keep the really classic view of the Versa. This one offers 90.2 cubic feet of interior space, which again allows the back seat passengers to have plenty of legroom, front seat passengers to have plenty of legroom and a lot of headroom, while maintaining a trunk and a 1.6 liter engine. And why that's important is, while doing that, we also were able to increase the miles per gallon about 5 miles per gallon, so it gets 37 highway. So we think we really have the best of both worlds now. Very fuel efficient vehicle with great interior space. You know, I think we've always been known as really more of the sporty company, more performance type vehicle of the three Japanese brands. That being said, this one is a little bit more mainstream because we think this segment, quite frankly, is more responsive to that. And they're really not looking for that much of a sporty vehicle as they are looking for more of a practical vehicle. You know, when we launched the Versa several years ago, we didn't even play in that marketplace. And now we have the #1 selling vehicle in the segment. And Leaf, obviously, we're the first mass-produced electric vehicle in the industry. And you know, that has been such a great halo car for us. It has brought a lot of people to the Nissan brand that really never considered the Nissan brand before.
I have a 1999 Buick Custom Sedan with 82,000 miles. I keep it in top shape with a mechanic that I trust. When I put a mercury thermometer into the air vent with the air conditioning running, it registers 50 degrees. Is that roughly the temperature that someone should expect from their air conditioning?
50-degree discharge air from your air conditioning vents could represent a system that's working properly or one that's sort of marginal. Here are the things you want to consider. How hot is it outside? How humid is it? The more mugginess there is in the air, the harder your air conditioning system has to work just to dry the air before it can begin to cool the air. And then finally, is your heater and air conditioning system working properly? Is the heater completely turning off? The answer to these three questions will tell us whether or not you have a marginal system or one that's working properly.
I just got my car back from the garage, and now it seems to be constantly pulling to the right. Did they do something wrong to my car?
Is the shop responsible? It could depend on what they worked on. Generally speaking, if the car pulls, it's caused by possibly low tire pressure. One tire that's underinflated will cause a pull in that direction. A brake that's dragging, that will cause a pull in that direction. Or a suspension or alignment problem. If the shop worked on any of those three issues, they could be at fault. Then again, if they worked on the dome light, they're probably off the hook.
I drive a 2004 Ford Focus, and every so often it backfires on me. What's going on? Is this a dangerous situation?
Backfiring can cause a lot of damage, so this is something you want to get fixed sooner as opposed to later. Generally speaking, backfiring is caused by a problem in the air-fuel mixture, engine timing, or something else that's gone wrong in the ignition system. So don't be surprised if one or more of these systems is checked. In addition to that, you'd also want to have the engine management system computer read. But again, this is something you want to get fixed sooner as opposed to later. A funny thing has happened to minivans over the years. They've grown. So much, in fact, that many people question whether or not the word mini still fits. Not the Mazda 5. Updated for 2012 with freshened styling and a new, more powerful 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine, the Mazda 5 is neat and trim on the outside while remaining roomy enough for most families on the inside, with seating for 6. Compared to the most popular minivan, this Mazda 5 is nearly 2 feet shorter, 10.3 inches narrower, and more than 900 pounds lighter. And it shows on the road. Based in part on the sporty Mazda 3, the Mazda 5 handles crisply, tackles corners eagerly, has good steering feedback, and generally drives like a responsive compact rather than a lethargic and overweight minivan. The base sport model can even be purchased with a 6-speed manual transmission. The 5-speed automatic is optional here and standard on the Touring and this top-of-the-line Grand Touring model. The new engine is smooth and peppy, though power wanes as speeds climb. As a result, our 0 to 60 time came to just over 10 seconds, a number that suggests the need for a conservative approach to passing maneuvers. Inside, the driver and adult passengers in the front and middle rows should be comfortable. The middle row seats adjust back and forth, have reclining seat backs, and fold easily for cargo. The third row is for children only. The ride is well controlled. Noise levels on the highway, however, are higher than average. The Mazda 5 is not only easier to maneuver based on its trim dimensions, it's also easier to buy than most minivans, with a $19,990 starting price, which includes air conditioning, the expected power assists, and destination charges. Our Grand Touring model, with its leather upholstery, heated front seats, power sunroof, and upgraded audio system, was $23,875. In short, the Mazda 5 is one minivan that should fit easily in the family's garage and budget.
Hi, I'm Joe Weisenfelder with Cars.com, and this is an Aston Martin Virage. It's a new model slated between the DB9 and the top-of-the-line DBS. It's intended to combine the livability of one with the performance of the other. And with a starting price after gas guzzler tax and destination, it's $211,000. Add $15,000 for the Volante version, which is what we have here, and you hit $227,000. The Virage uses Aston's 6-liter V12 engine. In this case, it produces 490 horsepower, which is between the DB9 and the DBS, and also 420 pound-feet of torque. Now, 85% of that torque is available from 1,500 RPM. That makes this thing very quick off the line. But when you think about it, 0 to 60 is about 4.5 seconds in the coupe and a little longer in the heavier convertible here. At this price range, that's actually not so quick. The grille is aluminum, real aluminum. Automakers of the world, is it that difficult to use that instead of the crappy plastic stuff? Also standard, 20-inch wheels. These happen to be the optional 10-spoke versions. The carbon ceramic brakes. You want to talk value, relative value? Carbon ceramic standard. And in competing vehicles, you might pay about as much as a Volkswagen Golf to get those. 6-piston calipers in the front, 4 pistons in the rear. If you want them to be gray like this, extra $1,000. The thing I love about the convertible Volante version is the windshield is so far forward, you're really out in the air. Some convertibles, you're under here, you almost don't feel like you're out. The downside is when the soft top is up, it's a little hard to see traffic signals and signs, but overall for a soft top, visibility front and rear is about what we've come to expect. Now the interior is very rich. You can get the classic wood trim. This one's kind of done up in the more modern piano black, more metallic look. I've got really good, comfortable seats. Now if you're familiar with the navigation system in Aston Martins, this one is a little bit better than they've been. It's a Garmin system. Unfortunately, it uses the same control center, which is baffling, and a joystick. I assure you, joy never comes into the picture. Now there's also the usual complaint about British cars. This is a cup holder. Brits don't care for beverages. Now let's talk about the back seat.
Aston Martin calls this a 2+2, which means they don't expect full use for the back seat. They say the legroom's about 26 inches. I see 0 inches. Now, to give it the fairest test for back seat legroom, I'm running the front seat forward. Let's see how it works. We're not forward all the way yet. Here we go. All right, that's it. Obviously, I can't sit here. Now, with full legroom for the back seat. Now, granted, I'm 6 feet tall. Why are we even having this conversation? In the same vein, the trunk at 5.5 cubic feet, very small. The coupe is 6.5, a little bit better. Now, for the details on the driving experience, check out my review at Cars.com. You might think a car this expensive is always going to feel great to drive. Actually, not true. But I always like driving the Aston Martins, including the Virage.
Presenting the 2010 Toyota RAV4. This RAV4 still has less than 35,000 on the odometer. It has 4-wheel drive capabilities, a durable automatic transmission, and a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine. Top features include remote keyless entry, skid plates, rear wipers, and cruise control. All this value is priced under $22,000. Check it out today. Prepare to really enjoy this 2009 Toyota Venza. With less than 30,000 miles on the odometer, this 4-door sport utility vehicle prioritizes comfort, safety, and convenience. It features a front-wheel drive platform, an automatic transmission, and a 3.5-liter V6 engine. Top features include power windows, powered trunk closing assist, remote keyless entry, airbags, and traction control. All this for under $24,000. Take a look at the 2007 Toyota Camry Solera. This 2-door 4-passenger convertible still has less than 70,000 miles on it. It features front-wheel drive, an automatic transmission, and a 3.3-liter 6-cylinder engine. It also includes leather upholstery, heated seats, front fog lights, a power convertible roof, and much more. Priced under $18,000. It won't last long. Here's the 2008 Toyota Tacoma. This 2-door 3-passenger truck still has less than 10,000 on the odometer. It features a standard transmission, rear-wheel drive, and an efficient 4-cylinder engine. Enjoy the ride with a 4-speaker CD stereo system. Other features include cruise control, cloth interior, anti-lock brakes, and air conditioning. Priced under $16,000. It won't last long.